Welcome to our Facebook Live. It is Monday, November 4th, and we're going to be talking about gratitude today. And I can tell you, I'm really grateful that in the United States, our presidential election is over tomorrow because I am so over this. So I'm grateful that it's ending tomorrow. Okay, if you are just hopping on, say hello, tell me where you're from. I'd love to know who I'm talking to, so that would be great. And before we get into this, I just want to share with you, since we're talking about gratitude, some things that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the people that hop on. I'm thankful for my followers who, comment, give me responses, ask me questions, engage. I'm grateful for the people that join me on these Facebook Lives. I'm grateful that I am blessed to have the opportunity to do this because this is not work for me. This is just pure joy. And I absolutely love it. So thank you for being here. The other thing I'm thankful about, and this is going to be funny, you might think so, but I'm thankful for YouTube. And I know that might sound a little bit crazy, but I'm telling you what, I learned a lot from YouTube, how to fix things, right? And how just to do things. And so I'm thankful for the creators of YouTube and for the people who take time to post their content on YouTube. I'll give you an example. So I was driving our SUV this weekend and I noticed that the digital display was out. And I tried to push it on and off, nothing. And I was like, oh no. Now I'm going to have to take it in the dealership. And who knows how much that's going to cost to fix the electronics in here. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to go to YouTube. So I went to YouTube, typed in the problem. Sure enough, up popped a video, a couple minutes long. I watched it, went out to the car, pushed the button in and held it for 10 seconds. And guess what? Reset. Perfect. Perfect. Now it works. So I'm so thankful for YouTube. Okay. A couple announcements. We're going to get into why it's important to teach your children gratitude and ways you can do that. But before we do that, a couple announcements as usual. The manual. So the book, Common Sense Parenting with Pam, the manual you wish they came with. I just refer to it as the manual because that is a mouthful of a title. I put a banner across the top of my my website. So you just go to PamelaPalanza.com and you click on that. And at the very top of the banner, it takes you right to Amazon. So you can purchase that for yourself, for a gift for somebody. It's 295 pages of 8 of my books in one. So lots of content in there. All right, next thing is tomorrow on Tuesday, the 3rd episode of my podcast is out. It's on our 3rd foundational skill, respect for others. So the first 2 are out, problem solving and self-control. And now this one is on teaching your children how to have respect for others. So you can catch it tomorrow after probably 6 a.m. Eastern time. But they're always up there, so you can go back and get them anytime. And then the 3rd thing is the weekly bonus has changed on the website. So if you go to my website, go up in the corner to Content Corner, then look under Read, go down and you'll see the bonus there. Those are up for only a week. So you need to grab them while they're up there because if you don't, they're gone. Okay, let's get into gratitude. It's important that you teach your children gratitude from a young age because it instills empathy, kindness, patience. These are skills that are going to help affect their mental health, affect their relationships. And if you do it on a regular basis, it just becomes second nature to them. Like it's no big deal. And it is another foundational skill. I focused on 10 that I thought are important, but really instilling gratitude is another one you can add on to that. Now, I was fortunate to be raised in a home where we were taught gratitude from a young age. Did the same thing with our children. So it was no big deal, right? And hey, Michelle, so it's important that you start as young as possible with your children to teach them to be thankful for what they have, okay? Not what they want. We're going to talk about that, what they have, and how to be kind and generous to other people, because that's also very important. Oh boy, I see people coming in. Hey, Catherine. Catherine's my granddaughter. She's not at school today, but she's poking in. Hey, girl. And then Robin, how are you? Okay, so let's start off. Now, let me just tell you, I'm going to share something personal with you. I get up every morning, and first thing I do before my feet even hit the floor is, I'm still half asleep. I list 10 things I'm thankful for. Now, you have 10 fingers, so this is easy to remember. 10 things you're thankful for, whatever they may be. It can be things from yesterday. It can be things you're looking forward to for the day coming up. It can be things you already have. 10 things you're thankful for. And then I get up, and I have this whole process. I spend about an hour of this whole, I call it my morning quiet time. But the very first thing I do is I grab my journal. Now, I've been journaling for years, and I'm going to show you one of my journals. I dug this out. It's from 2022. It's kind of beat up. But so now I open this up, and I write 5 things I'm thankful for every single day. And every single day for years. Okay, I'm going to show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on here. This was from 2/9/22. Okay, 2/9/22. Beautiful day. Oh, here, I can never do this right. Beautiful day ahead. Beautiful day ahead. Beautiful day ahead. There it is. There it is. This is backwards for me. It confuses me. Beautiful day ahead. I set the intention of gratitude from the very first minute I get up. I have an attitude of gratitude. I'm thankful for whatever's coming my way. Now, is everything always going to go beautifully for my day? No. Some days stink. Things happen. You don't feel well, or crisis happens, or whatever. They just don't go the way you plan. But if you set your day with an attitude of gratitude, you're more able to handle those things that come along that may not go so great. Okay? So think about that for yourself, because you're the model for your children. I always tell you this, you're their first teacher. So you need to model for your children. That's one way to do it. And you can teach them that 10 things. So then you also do it when you go to bed at night. What 10 things am I thankful for? And you can count them off on your fingers. Teach your children to do that. What 10 things? Now, I posted a reel about this last week. And I actually had one person say, I can't think of a single thing. And when I read that, I was like, is she joking? Is she serious? Are they just, sometimes people just throw out random comments just for fun of it. But my first reaction was, wow, that is sad that she can't think of anything. And then I want to go, did you wake up this morning? Were you breathing? Could you hear? Could you see? Could you smell? Do your arms and legs work? Are your body organs working? Do you have a bed under your behind? Do you have a roof over your head and clothes on your back? Whoop! 10 things you're thankful for. It's not hard. Now, you can take it further than that, but I'm just saying that's how simple this is. And when people say to me, I can't think of anything, I'm like, let's go back to basics. Let's get back to basics. Sometimes I go, I'm thankful for this pen. I'm thankful that I have fingers that I can hold this pen, that I can write. There are lots and lots of things in your life you can be thankful for, trust me. And you need to teach that to your children. So you model that for them. And you can model it by saying things like, thank you for helping me set the table for dinner. I really appreciate you loading the dishwasher. Simple things. You're saying thank you. You're teaching them thank you. You're modeling it for them. And as soon as your child is able to start speaking, you teach them how to say thank you. Now, it might come out like thank you, but they're saying thank you. Someone said to me, well, they don't know what they're saying. Well, no, they don't know what they're saying. But they understand as they get older the gratitude. Oh, thank you. I say thank you when somebody does something for me. I say thank you when somebody gives something to me. Okay, so you start teaching them that. Okay? Let me stop here and say hello to people hopping in here. Lorraine, Sharon, hey. I don't know how to say this. I don't want to mess you up. Oh, okay. From Tanzania, I don't want to hack up your name, but hello. Yes, she calls me Aunt Pam. That's awesome. Okay, so model that for them. Now I will tell you, here's another example. When I go in a door, if somebody's coming behind me, I stop and hold the door for them. That's just how I was raised. You always do that. Be nice to other people. So I stop and hold the door. Sometimes people say thank you. Sometimes they don't. It's on them. It doesn't matter either way to me. But when people hold the door for me, I stop. I look them in the eye and I say thank you. Somebody raised you right, didn't they? And usually they smile because they're like, wow. So I'm thanking them, but I'm also acknowledging the fact that they were raised well. And then they're grateful for that. Okay, I need to take a drink of my tea here, but I want to show you this. This mug somebody gave me for a Christmas present. Mondays don't like you either. Okay, I like Mondays actually, so they're good for me. I look them. I'm grateful for Mondays. Some people are like, "Ugh, I have to go to work. It's Monday. I have to go to work." But okay, let's talk about that for a second. It's Monday. Ugh, I have to go to work. Ugh. Okay, is there any gratitude there? Nope. How about you say, "It's Monday. I'm lucky to have a job and I get to go to work. And that gives me money to pay my bills and put food on the table for my family and pay for my house and buy whatever my family needs. How lucky am I?" Do you see that switch when you reframe that gratitude? So you need to teach your children to do the same thing because they'll get out of school and go, "Ugh, school was terrible today." And I used to do this with my daughter. So I picked her up from school. We had a 30-minute drive home. And I would say to her, this is my youngest, and I would say, "What did you do kind for somebody today?" And I'd let her answer. And what did somebody do kind for you? Because I wanted her to recognize that gratitude as well. And I'd say, "What are you thankful for today?" And so then we'd have these conversations. So even though she was having a tough day, we all have them, I wanted her to understand that there's still so much to be grateful for. So much. We just need to sometimes look a little harder for it on those days that aren't going so well. Okay. You need to teach your children the difference between wants and needs. Okay, so here are the needs. Your needs are food, clothing, shelter. Those are your basic needs, right? The wants are everything else. I want that new toy. Mommy, can you buy me clothes? Oh, can you take me here? Oh, can you buy me a new bike? Oh, I want this. Okay. Now, especially with the holidays coming up, we have a lot of children that are getting excited and want. Okay, that's normal. But when you explain to your children, there are people in this world that don't have food every day, that don't have a bed to sleep in, and don't have clothes like you do, because they don't know that, right? You have to teach them that. Like, those are things you should be really grateful for because you just automatically have those. You take those for granted. You need to be grateful for those before you're worrying about all these over here. It's okay to want these. It's okay to get these things. But you need to be grateful for this first. These are a bonus. To teach them difference between wants and needs. You don't need that new toy. You want it. What you need is food. What you need is a roof over your head and a nice soft bed to sleep in. That's what's important. That's where gratitude starts. Okay? And then teach them that giving is just as important as receiving. And this is something we really taught our kids about, and from the time they were little. So much so that when my second son was senior in high school, he would pick up homeless people and take them to lunch and spend time and talk to them. And we knew nothing about this. He never said anything. And somebody mentioned it to us one time about it. And we were really proud of him for doing that. But my husband said, "Just be careful. You just be careful who you're picking up. It's okay, but just be careful." So because we had instilled this in them at a young age, it was just second nature to be kind and giving and thoughtful for other people. That's what you want to instill in your child. Practice, here's some strategies too. Practice 3 good things. It's called 3 good things. Now this can be at bedtime, you can do it at dinner time, you can do it while you're driving them to or from school. Tell me 3 things you're thankful for. That's it. So they don't have to get, thinking really hard, but 3 things you're thankful for. And then talk about why are you thankful for those things? How do they make you feel? Have those discussions so they start acknowledging the fact like, oh, I really am blessed. I really am lucky. Right? And they're more apt to be looking for things to be thankful for in the future. Because then they start to realize it and see it around them and acknowledge it because it's in the forefront of their mind. Because you're asking them every day. It's a daily thing. What are you thankful for? Before bed at night, what are you thankful for? Okay? Gratitude journals or jars. I love this idea. And I would say do journals. So you can get a journal like this. Dollar Tree, get a journal. For your older children, it can be lined, and you do this. When you get up in the morning, before you go to bed at night, just write 5 things you're thankful for. That's it. For your younger children, you get them a journal with blank pages, and they can draw pictures of what they're thankful for. And they don't have to be involved. It's just a quick picture. What are you thankful for? and they draw it. Now they keep these, right? And so later on, they can look back at this. Like if they're having a rough day, they can pull out their journal and they can open it and they can go, oh, you know what? Wow, I was really thankful on this day that this happened. Oh, okay. Things aren't as bad as I thought they were, right? It's just a reminder. Now, years ago, I worked at a child advocacy agency, and we did a lot of things in the community. And I worked with a lot of different groups of people. And I would sometimes get thank you notes or thank you letters. And I kept them in a box. I called it my gratitude box. And whenever I was having a day where I was just like frustrated or overwhelmed with the work I was doing, or, people, is this even helping? I would pull that box out and I would open it up and read it. And I would say, oh, okay, yes, okay, yep. I was impacting somebody else. I'm thankful I had the opportunity to do that for that person. And then it just shifted my mindset, would switch that mood a little bit. It's just reframing it and flipping the switch. So get yourself a gratitude box for yourself, mom and dad. Okay. Encourage your children to write thank you notes. Yeah, I know. Lost art, isn't it? So get a basket or a box, put some thank you notes, some the envelopes, the pens, markers, whatever in there. And when your children receive gifts for a birthday, for Christmas, or whatever, have them write a thank you note. Doesn't have to be a novel. It can be thank you for the gift and thinking of me. For your younger child, they can just draw a picture. And if they can write letters, you can spell out thank you for them, or you write the word thank you. And you have them mail it off. Have them put the stamp on it. You can put the address if needed, and you have them actually put it in the mailbox, mail it, okay? Encourage them letting the other person know they appreciate it. Because they're now saying, I'm thankful, and then the person gets it and is like, oh, they appreciate what I did for them. That makes them feel good too, right? So it's a win-win for everybody. All right, gratitude walks, nature. I love going for walks at the county parks and taking lots of pictures of beauty, flowers, the trees, things that I see. And if you follow me on social media, sometimes you'll see those. I post them up because for me, it just restores my soul. I just love going for walks like that. So take your children on those walks, gratitude walks. Do you feel the sun? Listen to the birds. Look at those beautiful flowers. Ah, that breeze feels amazing. Thank you. Simple little things like that. Teach them to be grateful for what they have already around them. All right, photo gratitude project. I like this. So you can either give your child a camera of their own, or you can hand them your phone and you take them for a walk or somewhere outside and you say, take pictures of things that you like that you're thankful for. Then you can print them off and you can put them in a book for them. So they have their own thankful book, gratitude book, whatever you want to call it. They can keep it in their bedroom. They can look at it before bed at night. And you can do those frequently. It doesn't have to be, a really involved project. Just make it simple, okay? Great way to teach them to look for what they're thankful for around them. Now, when I sometimes go over the bridge to the grocery store, I live in a beach town, and I go up over the bridge, and there's the island. As I'm going over, the morning sun coming up, and I'm like, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for this sun. Yeah, how do you think my day goes after that, right? Because I'm already setting that intention for the day. Read books about gratitude with your children. Go to the library. Tell the librarian, I need books about kindness, generosity, gratitude for my child. And sit down and read with them at night. And I love this idea. I have two more and I'm going to get to some questions. A family kindness board. This is really cool. So get Post-it notes and some pens or pencils. And maybe you have like a whiteboard that they can stick these Post-it notes on. So you encourage your family to write down things they're thankful for whatever they have, but for things other people have done for them. So for instance, your son might write, I'm thankful to my brother, insert his name, for helping me take out the trash today. I'm thankful that you made a good dinner, Mom. Okay, just little things that they're thankful for. Write them down, put them up on the board. Now it's where everyone can see it. So now everyone is noticing things that everyone else is thankful for. And then you can have a discussion about this. One day at dinner, you can say, wow, you were thankful for your brother helped you take out the trash. Tell me about that. How did that make you feel? Okay, so talking about I received gratitude. I'm grateful because I received something from somebody. They showed me kindness and generosity, and I feel gratitude because of it. It's very reinforcing. And then you can take those down. You can save those if you want, and then make it a fresh board for the new week. All right, now this one I like too. Setting up a Helping Others Day. So, and there are so many other ideas. These are just ones I know we have time for. Setting up a Helping Others. So once a month, your family decides on a project they're going to do to help others. It could be a family member, a relative. It could be someone in your community. You could volunteer somewhere in the community. You could have an elderly neighbor that maybe needs their lawn mowed, or run to the grocery store for them, whatever it might be. And I know, and I'm going to tell you, this is a little thing. So every Tuesday night, our trash has to go out for Wednesday morning, right? And invariably, I will come home on Wednesday and my trash can is put back. One of my neighbors has done it. I didn't ask them to. They just do it. I do the same for them. We're fortunate to have wonderful neighbors. We look out for each other, very kind to one another. And it's a blessing to me that I come home and I'm like, oh, I wonder who did that. I love it. And I love doing it for other people. So these are just some simple ideas of things that you can do with your children to teach them gratitude. But please start them young. If you're not doing it now, start now. It's never too late to start teaching them how to be kind and how to be thankful. All right, so let me look at some of the comments. We have a few minutes left here. Let me see what we've got here. Hi, Sarah. Hey, Ariel. Lisa from Mandarin. Okay. Hi, Linda. It's good to see you on here, girl. Maritas. I hope I'm saying that right. Lisa, you need so much help. Okay. I have 5 under the age of 7. Bless you. 4 of them are adopted. 1 I have full custody of, and they all come from trauma histories. And I tell you, this is a challenge. I can imagine it is. You start small. You just have to start small on this, because that is not their experience in the past. And now you're bringing a whole new element into their lives. So start small. It would start with you saying thank you to them, modeling it for them. And that's where I would start with them. You need to be patient, but you need to be consistent and continue to do it. And eventually, hopefully, they're going to pick it up. And you can also have discussions with them about, what are you thankful for? You can have those in the morning, 3 things you're thankful for, and kind of just start small on that. It's not going to happen overnight, so be patient. I really liked, okay, this is from Lorraine. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. No work from outside the home. I worked for 40 years in jobs I really liked, but now it's my husband's and my time to relax and do what we want. That's awesome. Okay, not wealthy, but we have all we need, a little extra for our kids and grandkids when they come to visit. 4 of them will be here. 4 of the 8 grands will be here for Thanksgiving Day. There's something to be thankful for, isn't it? That you had a job for 40 years, that now you're retired and have time to spend with your husband, that your children are around. There's so much to be thankful for in that. Okay. Diane, Tara Lynn, and Sheila. Okay, good. Wonderful. I think I got to everybody. Now, here's the deal. If you have questions, put them in here. If I don't have time to get to them, I always go back when this is over, or I go back the next day, and I'll try to answer as many comments as I can. So be patient with me on that. I'm thankful for your patience. Sharon, North Carolina, girl, that's where I am. Okay. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'm sitting here in my office, and I look out the window there, and I can't turn the camera to show you, but I'm looking out at beautiful flowers. I'm looking out at the pond back there. The sunlight is coming in, and I'm thankful. And I'm thankful. And I'll tell you what, even during the day, and here's something I try to do 3 times a day: morning, lunchtime, and dinner, because we usually eat 3 meals a day. Well, I usually only eat 2, but I do 3 times a day. I use that time to think of things I'm thankful for. So, you're eating lunch and you're like, you know what, I'm thankful that I have this food to eat. Right? I'm thankful that I'm healthy. I'm thankful for my family and my children. Like I said, it's not hard. So you don't have to tax your brain. It's the little things in life that you start being thankful for. And then it expands from there. But start teaching this to your children, however you choose to do it. Those are just some ideas. I'm going to put together like a whole bunch of ideas on that. And I'll tell you more about that later, but I have a project I'm working on that I'll roll out in January in the new year that I'm really excited about. It's going to be a lot of content for you. So I'm thankful for that because I love this, and I'll tell you. I don't want to tell you too much, but but there are lots of ways. And if you have ways, I mean, some of you want to share ways that you are teaching your children how to be thankful? Things that you're doing right now? Okay, here, let's see. Okay, Margaret Sue, thank you. I love my ingrained attitude of gratitude. Very good. 73-year-old, and I'm thankful for my parents taught me. And you know what? My parents taught me that too. And that's why I taught my children. We usually parent like we were parented, but we were always taught to be grateful for what we have and how can we help others. And I will tell you, one of my prayers every morning is thank you for making me your instrument of serving and blessing others, because that's important to me. That's how I was raised. Okay, my Sarah says my boys, one is 11 and the other 14, always hold the door open for others and always say please and thank you. Wonderful. Because I will tell you, Sarah, I'm glad to see that you're teaching your boys that and that they do that. I see a lack of manners being taught, really. I mean, I grew up, it was just natural. You said please and thank you and excuse me and may I and, all those things. But I don't see that a lot nowadays in younger children especially. So I make an effort to teach that. Like with my grandchildren, I'll say, well, thank you. I model it for them when they're here with me. Thank you for helping me put that in the sink. Thank you for helping your brother get the paints out of the art cart. That's really kind of you. So I try to point out instances of when they're being kind and helpful and to let them know I appreciate it. And I also say you should be proud of yourself for how kind you're being to your brother. So I want them to not be like an external thing that I'm coming to them and saying, wow, that's great. I want them to go, wow, I should be proud because I did that. Okay, that's important that it's internal for them. It's not me just telling them that. So, cool. All right, well, if there are no other comments, I just want to thank you again for being with me. I appreciate you all. And I will hop off here and we will see you next week. I haven't decided on the topic yet. So if there's something in particular you'd like me to talk about, put it in the comments section. Oh, hey, Crystal, just hopped on. Put it in the comments section and I'll take it under consideration because I never really plan these too far ahead. Sometimes it just comes to me what I need to talk about that week. So, pop it in there. Okay, Joyce Fudge, come to Texas. The men always open the door and the young teens and young hold the door for their elders. Good, that's awesome. They were taught right. They were raised well. Okay, here comes some more. Michelle, I realize that I say please and thank you often. My son is now starting to say it. He's 2.5. Good. No, good. That's excellent. Teach him. I tell my 2.5-year-old grandson, he'll say thank you. He'll say thank you. It's cute. And you know what? It's so sweet. He was here yesterday and we're eating lunch. And we're just eating. We're talking. And he looks across the table at me and he says, I love you. Oh, talk about gratitude. It was so sweet. Anyway, all right. I'm signing off. You all have a great week. Thank you again for being with me. And remember, hug and love your babies.